start on Arthur.
No, Brandon Faber is.
Yeah,
He's
right here. He's on the phone.
Oh, no.
Conference call.
This is going to.
Week one.
Why is there so many people in here today?
Just trade someone out there, Nagy?
Maybe. I wouldn't tell you, though. Just kidding. Don't. We're joking around here. All right. I wouldn't tell anybody, so don't yeah. So anyway, here we go. We got down to the 53. The last couple of days has been good. You know, I want to credit Ryan and our personnel staff for really handling that thing, in a really good way with limited time. We've been firing away as a staff on Green Bay, and so they're not easy days. We talked to our guys about that, but Ryan and those guys did a great job with that, explaining, communicating, collaborating on all that, and so here we are. We're still working through our practice squad guys. We're that's a work in progress as we speak, but that's where we're at. The coaches have been grinding 2 days here on Green Bay. We get practice today, and then obviously the other good news is on Cody Whitehair. We're fired up about that. You want to talk about somebody that deserves that, somebody that's worked hard to get to this point, somebody that we have developed within. We talk about trying to create our own stars, and Cody exemplifies everything that we look for in a Chicago Bear as a player and as a person. So happy for him. The players are fired up, and now we can put that behind us and go roll.
Is Eddie your kicker on Thursday?
Yeah. Yep.
What?
Well, just his body of work. We feel like he certainly earned it. We put him. He made it through a lot of mental challenges, physical challenges, working through the highs and lows. Obviously, no one wants to miss an extra point in that game like he did, and it wasn't a good miss. He missed it to the left there pretty good, but he rebounded. And I think that's what, as we go here, you're going to see that I mentioned to you before, you want everybody to be perfect. Is that going to happen realistically? Probably not. So how do I balance it, and how do we balance it as a staff as we move forward? And so it'll be fun to watch. It'll be interesting to see how he handles it, but he deserves it. He earned every right to be our kicker, and we feel good about it.
With that patience, so how do you balance that with the reality that this is a tough spot for a kicker because of last year, because of everything you guys went through to find Eddie in the offseason? I know you said the other night that you don't want to be like a cat chasing its tail where if he misses one kick, you freak out. But understanding that if he misses a kick or some kicks coming up here, it's going to be a big deal.
It is.
How do you manage that?
Yeah, well, so in the end, for all of us, it's about production. So when are those kicks coming? How often are they coming? And he knows that. We're real with them. We're honest with them. If this, but we try not to think of the glass half empty type deal. Like, he's got a really good confidence going about him right now. We as a staff have a really good confidence going about us. We feel good about it. So hopefully it's the arrow up deal where he hits a few early, he gets his confidence going, and before you know it, he's on a nice streak. And so we feel that out as a staff. And if it starts out a little slow or there's inconsistency, that's where the challenge of being able to, the frustration of how much it hurts you comes into play. But when that person knows that and understands it, there's no surprises. And so we want to think of the glass half full. He's going to come out here and make every kick. And then if he does miss a kick or does miss an extra point, for instance, last year when we had those missed field goals, there were several of them in the game. I think it was the Detroit game. at some point as a coach, you have to, from what we went through, you have to decide, okay, is it time to go for 2 or is it time to go for it on 4th down? That's a juggling act that we're going to, until he proves himself in real live bullets, we won't know that. And I'm just hoping that he's that guy that that comes out and has a great year.
Matt, do you plan to stick with the 53 that you gave us yesterday? And was there a particular guy that just really pained you to have to let go?
They're all hard. It's kind of cliche when you say that, but they're hard. You build relationships with them. I felt like positionally we were in a good spot with depth-wise, but there are a few where probably they affect you a little bit more than others. I'm not going to go into who they are, but there's some there, and they made it hard on us. You know, it wasn't easy, but we do really like where we're at, and we're excited about you know, the amount of competition that we created.
Skills-wise, what is it about Whitehair that you've loved being around and how it fits in this offense?
So without, you know, the obvious is just how hard of a worker he is. He does everything you ask for. He's literally everything that you ask for in a player. Coming to work every day, working hard in practice, you know, doing the correct assignments. And so you appreciate that. Then you see growth and you see development within that position. Then you see somebody who's willing to accept a role change in a position, you know, or a position change, and not blink doing it. We love all that. And so it just, good things happen to good people, and he's a good person.
This year, I think you go almost to the end of October before you play a game at 12 o'clock in Chicago.
Yeah.
London doesn't count, it's televised noon. In your advanced planning,
Is this entered in, you know, the Thursdays and night games? Has this been a hard season to prepare for, or have you not even thought that far ahead?
I really haven't thought that far ahead, although you're aware, you know what's going on, you're aware of it. But you try to just take it week by week as much as you can, and then once you get through it, and you try to take a breather. If it's like we didn't have a break this weekend. We dove right into Green Bay, and now our break comes after Green Bay the next 3 days. So they're all a little bit different. Where it gets a little unique is when you have a bunch of night games or evening games. Probably more so for the players, just the day of the game, waiting all day versus, and then for the coaches, where that's different for us is after the game until you get home late and get back to work. That's where it affects you more than anything.
Matt, last year in this game, you kind of had the benefit of the surprise element being a new coach. This year, it's the other way around.
Yeah.
Did you take anything from the advantage you had last year to prepare for Thursday?
Well, I think what you take from it, Adam, is that there's going to be some unscouted looks. There's going to be surprises. How do you react to the surprises? And that's kind of, I'm sure, you know, right now there's 0 tendencies with all teams. Every team starts over. So the tendencies that you look for start getting created here after week 1. But how do we react to maybe a surprise of something happening that we weren't ready for, or something, you know, totally different? And when it's up to our coaches to make sure that we react the right way.
Man, you talked a lot about Mitch's progression, but as far as just you and him kind of synchronizing, now that you've gotten into a game week of preparing for Green Bay, do you notice that he kind of sounds like you a little more and he's jumping to some of the things that you would normally be telling him?
Yeah, he's at the, you know, he's been doing it recently where I'm calling the play in practice and giving him the play, and he's cutting me off because he knows the formation and he knows I got it. He just cuts me off. So I kind of like it. You know, it's like you know that we have some interesting play calls that are wordy and lengthy, and last year he didn't do that because he was trying to memorize it, and now he's studying them. They click. When he calls the play, he visualizes immediately where everybody's at. He didn't do that last year. So now it's call the play. I know the formation. I got it, and it saves time.
When you guys have a kind of a merged vision of that now in year 2, do you feel, does it change the way you can call plays? Does it change the comfort level for you?
No, I think what it does, though, is it buys you more time during the play for him to recognize defenses. You know, he's able to get the play in faster to the guys, get up to the line of scrimmage quicker, and now he can see what the defense is in.
What have you learned about, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. That's okay.
What have you come to learn and appreciate about a Mike Pettine defense over the last couple of years?
Well, he's first of all, I know Coach Pettine from back in the Pennsylvania days. So we're both PA guys, and you know, he was coaching at North Penn High School, and both from similar areas. So I've always had a lot of respect for him as a football coach, and then you take it into a play caller and a defensive coordinator, and I think he does a lot of really good things. He disguises a lot of what he does. He just I think he's a really good teacher, and he's learned from experiences of whether it's a head coach or a former defensive coordinator in this league and several other places. He believes in the players making plays, and so I have ultimate respect for him.
How do you balance what you know about him versus they have a number of new players on that side of the ball who weren't?
Well, that part of that again is how much is what's he going to do with those new guys, and then that's the chess match is just trying to figure that out. But he'll know his guys better than anybody, what he can and can't do with his players. But he's definitely one of the tops in the league at the defensive coordinator position.
I know week 1 of 2018 was a long time ago, but just because of the way that game ended, I know afterwards you said your guys remembered it.
Yeah.
It was kind of a revenge game for them.
You saying for us? Yeah. So everybody that was here last year, we all remember it and we use it. It's a teaching moment for us that we said last year when that happened. Let's use that to make us better. And I thought we did that. That's definitely a point that I always go back to. And so first half really good, second half not very good. So let's play four quarters. Every year is different. Our team's different this year than last year. Their team's different. So we remember it. But I don't think the word revenge comes up as much as it is let's just, let's have our own really good season this year, and let's do it by trying to win week 1,
When you guys got back to Hallis from Bourbonnais, you shared with us that you had a meeting with Mitch as you guys kind of reset. As you look back on that now and take into account what's happened since then, what did you get out of that meeting, and how has he gone forward from just being here and resetting and getting his confidence right?
Yeah, he's taken a little bit more ownership in the meetings. When I say that, he did that last year, but I think it's more aggressive this year. He's speaking up more, and then when we have our individual meetings with him, whether it's with Rags or Helfrich or myself, he's just more vocal. He's more confident in what he's talking about because he knows what he's talking about. Last year, he didn't know what he didn't know. This year, he's growing. And is he where he's going to be at ultimately in the end when he's done? No, he's a ways off. But his growth from year 1 in this offense to now is substantial, and I like that.
Anybody who was on, is there anybody who you had who you're going to keep around on your practice squad that we know about? Any players who were on your roster who are sticking on the practice squad?
Well, that's the stuff we're working through right now.
With a short week like this, are there going to be guys out there? And how do you manage just?
I think there's a time limit as to when they can come out at today at some point. I think it is. So, you guys will laugh, but I have zero idea of when that is. I have no idea. So whenever you guys tell me or whatever, I'll know. But right now we're dealing with those 53.
In Michael Cody's extension, and we saw another team just a Khalil Mack-like trade, package for a left tackle. It looked like some of the early waiver claims were for offensive linemen. How fortunate do you feel not only to have this group back from last year, but it looks like maybe for the next couple of years as well? It's pretty unique.
Yeah, that is unique. It's really unique. And so that stability at that line, you ask your quarterback what that means to have those guys in front of you that are consistent. And I mean, I think you probably saw. I mean, you see the T-shirt that Mitch was wearing the other day before the game. I mean, he has 5 offensive linemen on his T-shirt. That's pretty cool. So that there aren't like moving parts there. Those are all the same guys. So we like that. That's what you're talking about, right? Yeah.
Matt, did you have an overall message for the 53 of the group?
Did I what?
Did you have an overall message for the 53?
Yeah. So we talked this morning and just made it clear that we went back to what our message was. Number 1 when the season ended, and number 2 in our first OTAs meeting. And that message for us was to create our own legacy. And there's a lot, the word legacy has been used a lot with a lot of different teams, and in particular us being our 100th year this year. And there's been some great teams. And so let's do what we do. Let's create our own. And by doing that, we got to only worry about one thing, and that's today's practice. And I'm not saying that, that's real. We got to worry about today, and then worry about tomorrow, and then let's go try to get that first win.
I need to talk, one follow on what we were talking about before with Mitch's ownership and your comfort level. Have you changed the latitude you give him as far as audibles, or have you changed anything with him to give him more freedom?
Yeah, there's been a little bit of that, and that's natural in this offense, is you give a little bit more flexibility to what they can do at the line of scrimmage. Last year, he didn't know really what that flexibility was. He didn't really know what to get to at times. As we got later in the year, he knew. So now we take it into training camp, and he's able to put some of that to use. And now here we are, week one, and we're going to get to see, I'll be able to evaluate and see really how far he's come since last year.
Thanks, Matt.
Thank you.
be up there and actually answering questions about actually playing and not playing?
Well, I don't really want to be up here, but, I kind of have to. It feels good. Finally, the week we've been waiting for, game week. So just going about our business and preparation. We're all excited, and it feels good. So we're ready to roll and just got to have a great week of practice.
You've obviously grown close with Cody in your time here. What have you appreciated about who he is and what he brings to your offensive line?
Yeah, me and Adam were just talking about on the way down, like good things happen to good people, and it couldn't happen to a better person, just Cody, how hard he's worked over the years he's been here, always puts the team first, in here early, last guy to leave. Just a selfless player and does his job on the field. He definitely deserves everything he's gotten, and I feel like I just got paid a little bit too, but got to take care of my guys up front, and they certainly are, and they're a special group, and Cody is a part of that, so it's a very special group, and I'm very thankful to have teammates like that and guys to play with like Cody.
From a relationship standpoint, what clicked with you guys?
I think it's just who we are as people, just the chemistry, how we love to play ball, how we love to play with each other, and how we're all just good people and just fun guys to hang around. So we all just kind of fit in our group, and we love to do stuff together on and off the field and just hanging out. And when we get on the field, it's all about having fun, and that carries off the field as well.
Do you appreciate what the Bears have done to ensure stability in the offensive line? Bringing back the same guys, re-signing Massey, making the Cody contract work, all that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you could see it from a player standpoint that they're making a really big effort to keep players here, paying guys and keeping the right guys here, especially when they're good people, great players, and keeping them in the building. So as a player, I think you definitely want to be here in this amazing building, playing for the city of Chicago and being a part of a great team. And then the other incentive is the money part of it, and they're doing a great job just keeping guys here, making guys want to be here, and being a part of something special. So you can definitely see what our front office is doing and just keeping the right guys here and building something special.
This will now be your third game going up against a Pettin defense. What has stood out to you about the way that he schemes things up?
Yeah, he's really good at scheming stuff. So we know we're always going to get different looks, and they threw a lot of different stuff at us over the first two games last year, and we know they're always going to have new stuff. They're very good on third down. They're going to be running a lot of different personnels, and they got a lot of new starters on defense. So I think for us it just comes down to doing what we do best, stick to our bread and butter plays, and come out, try to play fast, and execute like we know how to do. But we just got to be prepared for those crazy looks, and that's just me going through my progressions, getting calm feet, and getting the ball to the playmakers. But we know they're going to have something new for us, but we also try to study the looks that they give us in the past and be prepared for those as best as possible.
Mitch, in your second year with Nagy, do you find yourself kind of starting to think like him more and maybe even adopting some of his sayings and the way he looks at things?
Yeah, for sure. I think we're just on the same page, and we're very similar as far as like wanting to throw the ball down the field, the aggressive mindset mentality, and taking care of the football. And I'm speaking his terminology and just being on the same page, and it's all that kind of stuff. So he's just a great guy to be around, great coach to play for, and I do see myself just trying to see the game through his eyes and us being on the same page a lot.
You ever catch something come out of your mouth and you're like, oh, that's one of Nagy's phrases. That's something Nagy says.
Oh yeah, all the time. Let's throw it up. Just let's go downtown. Throwing some bombs and all the time just speaking his language. And a lot of it is one of his big ones is don't peak too soon. And it's only Sunday when we play. I don't even know what day of the week it is. It's a normal Wednesday for us, but we're not trying to peak too soon, and that's something he says a lot. So it's just one day at a time.
Mitch, I assume you've had to spend some time the last 24 hours saying goodbye to some other guys you form relationships with. How difficult is that part of the process for you? Is there anybody in particular that was really tough to say goodbye to?
It is really tough. It's the worst part of this business, and it's kind of tough for us because we've had a short week. We have a short week, so I don't even know who's on our practice squad yet. I didn't even get to look at it, but our roster is set. But it's the tough part of the business where you just form relationships with new guys who come in, and you watch these guys bust their tails off and try to make the squad and make plays in the preseason. You root for those guys, and you wish and hope everybody could stay here. But the unfortunate part of the business is not everybody can. But the guys who come here, they work hard, they work their tails off. I know they're going to be successful wherever they go, whatever they do next. But it is the tough part of it. But we just got to roll, and whoever's here, we just got to make the most of what we got.
Mitch, with all the extracurricular activities of Thursday night, for you, what's sort of the key to making sure that adrenaline doesn't necessarily get out of hand, especially?
Yeah, definitely. That's going to be a big part of it, and I think you kind of can look at last year's first game and take away some lessons from that. I mean, it really doesn't matter. All the hoop loss, kicking off the NFL season, the Hunter season, all that really doesn't matter when you get in between those white lines. Everybody's got to go out there. We got to do our job and just execute the play at hand. And if we get caught up in the moment and you let your adrenaline take over and you don't do what the team needs you to do, I think then you could do things that are out of character and put your team in a bad spot. So we just need to settle down, play our game, have a great week of practice, and make sure that carries over to the game, and just really have tunnel vision head into Soldier Field.
Do you have any techniques? Do you do anything to settle yourself down in a situation like that?
I think for me, it's just keeping perspective, having that mindset ahead of time. That all I need to do is go in there, do my job, stay relaxed, do exactly what I would do in practice, do what I would do in the middle of the season last year, just creating a rhythm for the offense, doing my job, getting the ball to the playmakers, and just playing within the moment.
Mitch,
Kobe, for a second. Every time we talk to him, he's really quiet, very soft-spoken guy. Is there more to him than you guys see, behind the scenes and, even away from the building?
Yeah, definitely. I think he definitely opens up once you get to know him even more on a personal level. But, I mean, he's just like one of the nicest people I've ever met. Super down-to-earth guy. He's going to do whatever he can for the team and the people around him. He just treats people with respect. I mean, he's the type of guy I consider him a brother, and he's just the type of guy you want to surround yourself with, and the type of guy you want in your circle and in your corner. So you got to earn his trust, and I guess be in his friend group to really see that other side of him where he opens up and he's able to tell you more things. But he is kind of quiet, and he does his job. He's just a great player.
Is there a point where things?
When it comes to throwing the deep ball, are there ways you felt you've grown in your time here as an NFL quarterback?
Yeah, I think it's one, knowing when to throw the deep ball, and then just getting reps at it in practice with the guys who are running it. So you got to be able to recognize defense, and really it takes all 11 guys to complete a deep pass. I could scramble out, create some time, and launch one deep, but if you're talking about just like a pure drop back, it's got to have great protection up front. You got to have the right defensive look. The guy's got to win on his route, and then I got to put him in the right spot. So there's a bunch of things that have to happen in order for a deep pass to be able to happen, and sometimes they happen by accident and just creating plays. But just recognizing defenses and in practice getting a lot of reps at it in practice will allow it to transition into the game and allow you to have more success with those.
Fundamental keys for you in that? Are there things?
Fundamental keys? Me just having great eyes, recognize the defense, getting back there and having calm feet, and then putting the ball where it needs to be and making sure that it's a route or rep that I've thrown before, and that allows you to be more comfortable in it. And then just giving your receiver a chance mostly, and those guys do what they do best, go up and let them come down with it.
Is there a point where that Eddie's going to be the kicker on Thursday? Just as a leader of this team, why do you think he's deserved that?
Yeah, he's done a great job. We're all behind Eddie. He's done a great job in the preseason, and as a teammate and a brother of this team, we're behind him 100% of the way. I love the excitement that Eddie kind of brings and that juice, how he gets excited after he makes a kick, and I think I feed off that, and the other guys feed off that as well. So we're behind him 100% of the way. We can't wait to see what he does and the opportunities he gets in this game. But everyone's just got to go out there and do his job and stick together and play Chicago Bear football.
All right, thanks everybody. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Mitch. Cody Whitehair's on his way down, and the locker room is open.
Cody's in here.